Hey, what's up? Okay, I really wanted this spot, but I'm like on a hill right now, so I'm trying to watch my step. How about I do this? There we go. Have you guys ever taken just a day to yourself, to just go and do things, find yourself a little bit, challenge yourself to do things? I came back here to Hercules because back in the day, this was my go-to hike, but this was the spot that I would always come out to. Because the beginning of it is just, I don't know if you could tell on video, but that's uphill. And it's a pretty steep uphill. But I always came here because it was a challenge for me. You know, my legs were very weak, I had bad knees, so I wanted to strengthen them up. And so I would come here all the time to do this hill. I knew each day that I came back, I was only getting better. Jeez. Holding the camera and doing this is not an easy task. And talking, oh, it adds a lot to it. Whew. I'm gonna make it without stopping. Without stopping. You can do it. It's been a while, but you could do it. Just breathe. You know what I find helpful through this? Is not looking at the destination. Keep your eye on each step. And then eventually, you keep telling yourself, you're gonna do it, you can make it, you can make it, and eventually, you do. Without always looking at the destination, when you finally look up from that hard work that you put in, it's something beautiful. So, I want to take today to talk to you guys a little bit about something, and that's letting go. I'm gonna get to this spot real quick, hold on. The reason why I brought this up is because of everything around me, and I use it as a sign to put it out in the universe. I want to put this out there because there's a lot of people in my life who are going through this, and I'm sure that there are people who are going through it out there. So a couple of things that must happen during this process in order for you to gain that power back is that you have to be able to sit and reflect on who you were. You have to come to the truths, the realities of your true self back then. If you can look back and actually look at all your flaws, look at all the things that you did wrong, any past relationships, just know that it's not just them. Being able to reflect on you, on actually looking at you, the things that you don't like about you, we can start digging deeper into getting all the negativity out and start filling that back in with positivity. What do you like about yourself? What do you love about yourself? What is it that you love to do? Do you actually know these things? Instead of concentrating on someone else and like what they like and what they love and putting all your energy into that, have you put all that energy into yourself first about what you like, what you love, you know, the things that you like to do, or your personality, your character? Do you love that person enough Because if you don't, it's wrong for you to go into a relationship and expect them to give that to you. That's a very big responsibility. If you constantly put happiness into things, into people, things and people don't last forever. And I'm not saying that you can't be in a relationship, but the relationship should work both ways. Is that they have their life, you have your life, and when you guys come together, you guys create one beautiful life. But there should always be the 100% in theirs, 100% in yours, and then bring that together. When I was finally able to look back at my past, when I took myself away, and now like here's the big part of it, and this is gonna be directly to some people, but if you're having relationship problems, and I've heard a lot of the same stuff, do not get into another relationship right away. Now, the reason I say this is because I've done it. I've always been about relationships, and finally, my last few relationships really woke me up, and I have to thank them. If they watch this, I really do want to thank you. I really do appreciate you guys and your friendships beyond our relationship. But my past two relationships directly told me that I expected too much of them. Now, back then I didn't understand it, so some of you may not understand it now, but I did expect way too much of them. When I put my all into them, I expected them to put their all into me. And that was very draining for the relationship, for both of us. And I didn't even see that. It was very draining for me to always put all my time into them and say, hey, I'm gonna visit you. Hey, I'm gonna put all my time into you, just as long as you do the same for me. But they were trying to live their lives. They were trying to do their thing. They were trying to figure out who they were, while I was over here just saying, fuck who I am, and I just want to make you happy. At the end of both relationships, I was very angry, very upset, and I was controlling. Even when the relationship was ending, I was still trying to make things happen, and it's like the only way things were gonna happen is if I was better for me. Bottom line, and I wasn't even better for me in both relationships. I was still getting over the previous. I had never gotten over the previous, and I would get to another relationship, and I would bring that baggage to the next relationship, and then eventually that would start to hurt that one. And then I would pile on more hurt because of that one ending, and then bring that into the next relationship, because I never dealt with the pain from the previous. So being able to deal with that pain is looking at what that relationship was, what it taught you, and not being angry at that person. You can't be angry at that person. Be thankful, because you are where you are without them. When it comes to relationships, guys, give yourself some time. The one relationship you should be building is between you and you. What do you love? What do you like? Go find you and what drives you to actually live a life, to be happy, because when you focus it on other things, that stuff goes away. Again, people go away. I put all my happiness into those relationships, and when they would leave, I would use that against them. I would say, but you're the thing that makes me happy. I can't live without you. Just hearing that, to me, hearing that, oh man, I'm so needy. Now I understand. That's the beauty of it, is I understand. I am grateful for those relationships because they help me understand this, me, how to do me, and how that can carry over into another relationship. When you start to finally love who you are, the people will be attracted to you. The energy that you bring will attract the right people and bring the right people into your life. And eventually you can find that person there. And it's not that you're finding it, but you're driving your life in the right direction. The reason for these past relationships is because it's guiding you in the direction that you should be going for the right relationship. It's just telling you this is not the right one. That's it. This is not the right one. Letting go of relationships, letting go of that hate, is looking at yourself. Look at what you did wrong, because that's the only thing that's going to change. You cannot change them. You can only change yourself. Learn to let that go. It will make life a lot easier. You should never hold on to a grudge. You should never just hold on to bad things. Always try to look at, why is it bad? What made it bad? And a part of it has to be you. It's not just gonna be the other person. When it comes to things, guys, just remember, things are things. They come and go. Your happiness, you put your things in happiness and they last just as long as that piece of equipment does. That's it. They're temporary. Why do you think you have so much stuff? Because at one point, it made you happy. It reminds you of happy. But if you cannot be happy without those things, you're never truly happy. We have a phone, and what? Maybe 2, 3 months, 4 months later, the newer version comes out, and then everyone's like, dude, I want the newer version because now they have this, they have that, right? You get that one. 6 months later, the new one comes out. We don't even have enough time to really get to know our phone and actually use it for what it's worth before the new one comes out. It's just like a relationship, guys. Give it some time. Get some time to know it before you give it up. We live in such a fast-paced world right now that everything is just go, 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 go. Learn to stop and appreciate what you've got. Learn to let it go. I've learned to let go of the bad me because all those things, not the bad me, the past me, because of all those things got me to where I am today. It's why I think the way I do now because of those past experiences. So if you're going through a rough time in life, learn to look back at the rough times and use that as your power, as your fuel to drive where you want to go. You want to be better? Then prove it by action. Show it. Go do things. Don't just say that you're going to do it. Go do it. This is my first time hiking in such a long time, and I haven't been out here. And every time I would come out here and drive past it and say, I'm going to do that, and I don't. But you know what? I'm glad I did it today. Because you know what? I got to talk to you guys with a beautiful view. But when I say learn to love yourself, those of you who are going through a bad time are not going to understand that. You're going to tell me to off, you know? And you're going to tell me, hey, screw you, dude. And my best buddy told me, like, straight up, what he thought was, man, if no one else loves me, how could I love me? And that's where the problem starts. That's where you have to go back to and understand that. It doesn't matter if they love you or not. Do you love you? Because under the magnifying glass of other people, when they're staring at you, when you feel like everyone is just looking down on you and they're constantly watching your every move and you make the wrong move, you're the one judging you. They can judge you, but they have nothing to do with you. They're not going to be in your life the rest of your life. You are. So how you feel about yourself is going to matter in the end rather than how they feel about you. If you're always holding on, you're never willing for change. And if you want change, you have to be willing to let go. Open your arms. See what else is out there. See all the other things that you can grab. You can grab a lot. Right now, my tripod is a tree. Thank you, tree. I think we're gonna end this discussion here, but who knows where the day's gonna take me. We'll see, right? I know that I'm gonna catch a sunset for sure. It is a beautiful day. It is clear. There are no clouds. No clouds. So let's see where today takes us, huh? You kind of just have to learn to accept how life is going and just go with it and keep chasing what you want, what you feel like is right for you. All right? Okay. Let's get back to the car or the van. Maybe I'll walk around a little bit more. Who knows? We'll see.